दीक्षेति चेत् प्रणतविश्चाभजन्तमीशं शुश्रूषया भजनं विज्ञानम् अनन्यमन्या निन्दातिशून्यं हृदमीप्सितः सङ्गलब्धया निन्दातिशून्यम्. Just see the attitude Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about how one should actually make progress in advancement in Krishna consciousness to approach the bona fide spiritual master and then get initiated. And then after that, continue the process under the association. Take good association. One should have a superior in one's life and then hear attentively. What happens, dear devotees, when in this sloka, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, this is very, at the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord. See, surrender is very important. Then only Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. That means Lord empowers that personality. And then he gives him all the knowledge, all the wisdom. Then he gives that right association, that the desire has to be cultivated in the heart. दीक्षा काले भक्त करे आत्मसमर्पण से काले कृष्ण तेरे करे आत्मसमहा. दीक्षा काले भक्त करे आत्मसमर्पण. Atmasamarpan means submitting, complete submission. My dear spiritual master, my dear Lord, I am yours. Atmasamarpan. Se kale Krishna tere kare atmasamaha. That is actually initiation. Initiation means, remember, during the days of initiation, remember wonderful Vaishnavas they're telling that initiation means one should put, just like if you know, there's a stone and then you are carving and then you are writing on the stone that I'll be following these four regulative principles. One, two, not eating meat. Two, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication. These are the four things. Should be free from these four things. And then one should actually write it down, imprint in our heart. So that when that is imprinted, this is actually Atma Samarpan. What is that Atma Samarpan? This is the beginning. And then what is that eventually? That means this life and soul should be belong to them, not me. It belongs to them only. Diksha kale bhakti kare atma samarpan. What is that atma samarpan? That means Chaitanya Charitamritam is explaining atma, submitting oneself fully unto the lotus feet of the spiritual master and Krishna. So when that is done, then what happens? The evolution, then we will actually see how this world is designed. What is this world? There's nothing actually. Just a lump of matter. Wherever you go, you see lump of matter. And then there's a powerful spiritual spirit soul which is being kept in that lump of matter. They're walking, it's like dead bodies walking in the street. If the spirit soul is removed from that body, it's like dead. They fall down there only. They have no existence, no value. Bhumirapo nalovaya, khammano buddhiriya, ahankara ini itimanya, binna prakritam ashtada. Krishna is telling, these elements are created by me. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. The earth, water, fire, air, ether only this body is made of. If we cut here, we will all see what veins and everything, You see blood, red color. That's it. There is nothing. There is nothing. There's some skin within it. There's nothing. But the problem is the moment when we think about this, we remember all those things, all those enjoyment which this body gave. We'll think about that, and then through that we get the connection. Oh, this is the one which is giving me happiness. because the mind is it has no existence actually. There is no substance. It will always tell this, oh, okay, okay, just do this, be happy, just happy, enjoy this life. But technically, when a sadhu, when he sees, he gets a clear understanding. Vidya Vinaya Sampann hai, Brahman hai, he can see the spirit soul in every living entity. That spirit soul is not there, there has no value actually. It's completely dead, actually, there itself. No value. That means when the body is intact, then the spirit soul stays. When the body is distorted, there's no existence, then the soul doesn't stay there. And actually, when the body came into this creation, it has a expiry period. The coming date is also decided. The leaving date is also decided. So when this is already decided, when this body is already destined to go wherever it's supposed to go, or where it would go, people would burn them, people would bury them. These are the two things, right? Again, what is happening? Through burning, earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? It is again mixing in that. If it is buried, again it is mixing in that earth, water, fire, air, ether. That means from where it came, that is where it is going. So now it's a very simple science. It began from one source and then it is going for another destination. That means it came from that and then it is actually going from there, going to there only. Then in between, whatever is happening, we get dejected, whatever happens in between. Kind of depressed. Oh, what's going to happen to me? Why this thing? Why that thing? The moment these two things are understood, dear devotees, anything which is happening within inside that, you simply accept it. Because not even acceptance. Devotee, he moves forward and then he actually embraces that. Thank you, my dear Lord. You see the life of Pandavas, oh, they are like, they've been given so many problems. And then they're not complaining it to Krishna. Oh, my dear Krishna, why these problems are coming? You see, you know how big devotee I am. They're not complaining anything like that. You see, I'm practicing. I know you. I'm meditating you. Hare Krishna. Not telling like that. Just like a mother doesn't tell that, you know what, I'm your son. I've been taking care of you since so many years now. I did everything. I gave my milk. I gave my life to you. Oh, mother doesn't say that. Because she did not do for anyone else. She just did it for out of love, out of devotion. Because we cannot say, for example, if you are practicing sincerely for 15, 20 years, 30 years, we cannot say, oh, since 30 years I'm doing this, my dear Lord. No, there's no calculation. There's no expectation. We do it without any expectation. That is relationship actually. That is real devotion. अकाम सर्व कामो वा मोक्ष कामो उदाहरति तीव्रेण भक्ति योगे जयते पुरुषं परम. What is this moksha kama? He's not looking for anything. He's not looking for liberation. He's not looking for some peace of mind. Yesterday I was talking to a friend, and then he was telling, I used to practice some kind of meditation. It gave me peace. Then immediately asked him, then why you stopped? He says he doesn't have an answer for that. Then I told him, you never had good association. The lack of association is the source of everything. We stop because we do not have, because it's not connected. He got peace of mind. Then why you stopped after that? What's happening? Why are we going back to the material sense enjoyment? Because this peace of mind is giving solace only for certain period of time. And after that, what is happening? That thing is because he doesn't want that. Mere peace of mind is also not, the soul is not expecting a mere peace of mind also, dear devotees. The soul doesn't expect that. That is, you see, is that the quality of the soul, peace of mind? No. Satchitananda, blissful, happiness, eternal happiness. That is the quality of the soul. Peace of mind is kind of a sub quality which is already there, just like we discussed yesterday. If if we strive to please the Lord, in that our happiness is also there. We don't have to put a separate endeavor for that. Oh, I need to put separate endeavor. Oh, and no, this is clash. No, let me prepare. Let me prepare. Let me try to do something. Or let me think this way, think that way. Let me tell this sloka like this. Let me do like this. It's not like that. Or let me prepare. No, it's not like that. When we are trying to please the Lord through our actions and activities, naturally within that, our happiness is already there. You don't have to put a separate endeavor for that. A separate endeavor is not required, dear devotees. Please understand this. That's why Atma Samarpan, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpan. So, on the day of initiation, do we have to submit ourselves like that? No, it has to be practiced today. Nothing happens on the day of initiation. It has to be prepared. Or nothing happens on after initiation also. For example, somehow we got initiated. We didn't know all these details. We got initiation. That's okay. There's no harm in that. But now we need to cultivate that. Or let's say we'll be getting initiated after a few years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. That's okay. But I need to cultivate that consciousness from now. A lot of devotees have this notion. Oh, after initiation, I'm a devotee. No. Arey, yaar, we need to see these qualities. Do we have these qualities? Then only. Krishna is telling, but the person who is very sincere, Prabhu, the devotee, the person who is very sincere, at the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, wow, Krishna accepts him as good as he himself. Hare Krishna. That means he is at the level of Madhyama. Hare Krishna. On the day of initiation, one should actually respect everyone. Because those personalities are initiated there. They wanted to take this vow to their life. That's great. No, following it to that respect is the next thing, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But the vows they are taking, at least we need to give a lot of appreciation for that. Because they're taking, oh, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. Wow, illicit sex is a big thing. That means sex life only for procreation of children. That is great. If one is in that platform, though, yeah, it's great. Nothing else. What is this sex life? What is it? Futile thing. There's no substance actually. इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है. There's no existence to that. There's no value. What is that? So it's not difficult. It's simple. It's a simple science that comes through Atma Samarpana. We are soul, dear devotees. That's why Krishna is here. Here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj is not telling Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Deha Samarpan. It's going to the root. Atma Samarpan. We submit, because that is what we are. Okay, when Atma Samarpan is done, then Deha is also submitted. Because Deha is going along with the Atma. Because Deha has no existence without Atma. This Deha means the body. The body actually goes with the soul only. It has no separate existence. We see we might be a Prabhu, we might be a Mataji. No, why the Prabhu and Mataji? This is a powerful spirit soul. And that soul has to be submitted. That means that soul has to be, see, there are so many layers. All those layers have to be chopped down. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsara. They're very powerful. They devour us. They devour our consciousness. And we practice we'll try to practice very sincerely, but all of a sudden this Krodha will come through some interaction. किधर से आ रहा है वो? We practicing, अरे practicing daily, but कहाँ से आ रहा है वो? From where it is coming? All of a sudden this karma will come. That means they're there. They're hidden. Chinnavata. This is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chinnavata, hidden incarnation. These anarthas are hidden. They're there in the heart. They will come at the right moment. When the sense objects are there, the senses get activated. So they're like the serpents. I remember my spiritual master telling, I like the serpents. They're vicious serpents. They will usurp our consciousness. They will remove everything. Now, when we are far away from the sense objects, that's another story. Because the senses do not get agitated, but when come closer to those sense objects, then it gets agitated. That means, do we have to stay far away? Then what's the point of marriage? Husband and wife has to be together. It means the butter and fire have to stay together, but still the butter and fire should not be ignited. What kind of Krishna consciousness one should do to elevate from that consciousness? Butter and fire, when they are together, what is this? It's ignited. Senses and sense objects, they come together. Wow. Just think about this. Staying together, but not engaging in that. What is that, bro? Is that not superior? Wow, it is definitely. That's why brahmachari, then Grihastha comes. Because he's superior. It's not easy. Staying with the same subjects and then not get connected to that. Is it easy? No. That means one actually we should practice more actually to come out of these things. We should beg for more mercy. In brahmacharya, we're all boys there. There's no sense or sense objects. No, they have another problems also. We also have our problems. So you should be very careful. Oh, we should be very, whenever we are discussing or any opposite person, should be very careful. We should always see, is Prabhu only, she's Mataji only. Because the senses and sense objects are wild. They're like a foxes. I remember Maharaj telling, they're like foxes. The foxes, they're like, take away everything from our consciousness. They steal away everything. Because the moment the sense objects gets agitated, wow, it's difficult. Just like Aditi, she was actually pulling her husband. Let us engage now. He, Kashyapa Muni is telling, no, this is not the right time to engage in this act. This is not the right time. This is Sandhya Vandana time. It's an evening time. That is for spiritual activity. It is not to engage in this activity. But she was adamant. She was pulling his dhoti. No, let's do this now. We had to. There was no other option for him. He had to do that. And then for that reason, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha came. That means what is the time? It's an incorrect time. Who came? Demons came. Demons came. That's why how important this samskara is. We should be very strong, dear devotees, especially the devotees who are married. We should be very careful with this. The senses and sense objects are very wild, unnecessarily coming together. They're foxes. They will take away everything. Should be very careful with this. I know this is a little high subject, but we need to actually understand. That's why I remember during the early days of Krishna consciousness, until one develops Krishna consciousness, one's Krishna consciousness is so high, he cannot come out of this. It's not easy. It's difficult. That means when that is not there, dear devotees, Arya, what to speak of Atma Samarpan? That is not possible. Atma Samarpan has to be done. That's why Krishna says, oh, he's be all equal of me. Babre. Se kale Krishna tere kare Atma Samaha. That means Krishna gives that mercy to that devotee. Because that devotee is, what is he trying to do? He's trying to go away from that sense objects. And he wants to submit himself completely to the Lord. What is this, Prabhu? It's amazing actually. Please try to think about this. Is it easy? No. No, that's why we should always strive to follow those four regulative principles. No meat eating. That's easy. See, gross things giving up is easy. No meat eating, no intoxication. That's easy. No gambling. That's easy. The last one, the fourth principle, is not that easy. It has to be given up at the consciousness. That means we should be completely divided that I am not the enjoyer. Krishna is the Bhokta. Bhoktaram yajnatapasa sarvalokamaishwaram. Sruta sarvabhutan gyatvam shantirichati. And he gives through that, when we understand, when we realize that he is the Bhokta, Krishna is the Bhokta, I am not the Bhokta. Krishna is the only Bhokta. When we realize that, then there is a chance for us to come out of that. I remember my spiritual master telling, even at the thought level itself, you should cut the nonsense. Cut the nonsense. The nonsense has to be cut at the thought level also. The thought will tell, oh, okay, let us enjoy. Let us go here on the weekend. You know, let us go for a long drive. What are all this sense enjoyment? It will tell, let us do that, let us do this. And then that is what we give to our children also. Now, what is happening? Not just we are, because we want that. We want that. And what are we trying to do? Our wants, we are spoiling our children. We're spoiling our spouses. Because we want that. Let us go. Let us go on a long drive. 5 days, 10 days. Let us take a break. Break from what? Take the break and then take the association of this material nature. No. You're always with her. So that thing is actually an obstruction. Just like Aditi, she called Kashyapa Muni during the wrong time. She didn't realize that during if things will happen in the wrong time. She didn't know that Hiranyakashipu will be born to her. She was just trying to have some enjoyment with her husband. This is a great lesson actually, dear devotees. It actually confirms and proves that how Garbhadana Samskar is so important. So science actually. Now this is also one of the reasons the faith in the process increases deeper, dear devotees. Very deep, because it's a science. We did it. And we know when we do Garbhadana, I have seen so many devotees. When they did Garbhadana Samskar, when they followed the instructions of the spiritual master, and then when they took blessings from all the senior Vaishnavas, and then when they performed that act, they are beautiful children's manifesting. Beautiful children. But here, Aditi, she called Kashyapa Muni, who's an exalted Vaishnava. She called him in an incorrect time, that means improper time. The consciousness was also not to generate a children. The consciousness was to enjoy. Now, who will enjoy? The moment a person thinks that he is the Bhokta, he is the superior, then he will enjoy. Please understand. When we are convinced that I am not the controller, I am not the enjoyer, I am not the maintainer, I am just a mere servant, do we ever think like that? No, we will not think like that. My wife, she is not my property. She belongs to Krishna. Or my husband, he is not my property. He belongs to Krishna. I shouldn't put him down. Dear devotees, if the wife is very chaste, that's a great protection to the husband. I remember our Shiksha Guru telling, the wife should be very strong. If the husband comes for that act, heinous act, then the wife should beat him. The wife should correct him. She should be very strong. If the wife is that strong, then this person will also be elevated. Because see, there is a weakness in the heart. What is it? The weakness in the heart? The weakness in the heart is the source of enjoyment. Weakness of the heart is actually the way we we actually do and perform that action. This is just a weakness. Through that weakness, what happens is the thought will come. The thought will manifest in the heart. And then through that, what happens? We engage in that. That's why both have to be elevated. If the husband is elevated, that's also great. Because he will not engage in that. He understands this is, oh, so the consciousness will be completely degraded after that. After that act, does anyone would like to open up the Shastra and then read? Does anyone think about the Lord? No. Because what is happening? We are becoming the master. We began the conversation of the respect, right, yesterday. Right? What is that respect? Respect is, are we, when the moment we feel that we are superior, it is difficult to give respect. We should feel, not feel, dear devotee, we are inferior only. Krishna is the Bhakta. I am not the Bhakta. Even if you see, spiritual master, when they do the service, they actually feel they are inferior to us, actually. That we cannot even understand their heart and consciousness. Because they're doing a service, actually. And then they never take the credit to themselves. That's why they are there in that state. They're completely free from this world. This is Atma Samarpana. Why we are discussing that principle is how Atma Samarpana is very important, very vital. Very, very vital, dear devotees. But the mind is always telling, no, no, enjoy, enjoy. That's okay. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, enjoy. No, do that, do that. No, no. We should always tell the mind, no, this is not right. If you engage in this, then you'll be happy. We should train the mind. Through that intelligence, we should always tell. And we should tell, oh, my spiritual master doesn't like this. He doesn't like to be engaged in this. He doesn't like that I am superior. He doesn't like that. No, they don't like that, dear devotees. Their heart is one. They don't like all these things. Because what happens, dear devotees, the moment we are engaged in that, now another question will come. Now, what is that question? We are not yet there. Oh, how do I do? I got this question. I'm not yet there then. Many years back, if I understand that I'm not yet there, what do I do? Then we need to understand our pathetic situation and then submit ourselves completely and then move forward. And then slowly but steadily, we should aspire for that state. Because if that aspiration is not there, we know where we are, and we should know where we should go. Because this is a standard. Today, day after tomorrow, or 1 year later, we should be there. But we should work on that. We should consciously work on that. Now, this is where the problem is. I need to correct my problem. Now, we have seen Diti, when she got connected to Kashyapa Muni at an improper time with an improper consciousness, we have seen the results. And on the other side, when the devotees come together Only for that act. If that act is complete, Prabhupada says that simply no physical connection between husband and wife. This brahmachari cannot tell. This grihastha has to tell for us. Because they're already out of that. Because they're not in it. A person has to be in that and then he need to tell. He need to come out of that and then he need to tell us. For example, if a person is out, then he can pull us. But if the person is inside, how can he pull us? For example, if a person is drowning, if the other person is also there, he also doesn't know how to swim. Both doesn't know. Both will be drowned. But the person who is outside, he throws a rope and then he pulls. Then he comes out. So these things, life after life we did. We don't know how many lives we did. Innumerable lives, uncountable lives. This is what we did. Now, all of a sudden, after coming to the process of Krishna consciousness, giving it up is little, it will be little difficult. But please watch, please watchful, please be mindful, dear devotees. Krishna is watching our difficulties. He'll be very happy. Oh, finally, my son is turning towards me. Finally, my son he wants to come to this Atma Samarpan state. If this state is coming, dear devotees, if this consciousness is coming, Krishna will give unlimited worship. This is called as Yeyatamam Prapadyante Tamstade Bhajamanam. That means you put a little step, Krishna will, for sure Krishna will reciprocate. I remember when the first time, this also happens during devotees. When we, after hearing this truth, or after hearing the process, after trying to understand what Srila Prabhupada wanted to give us, really the pure teaching, what he really wants to give us, and when we try to do that for their happiness, when we put one step forward, for example, let's say, don't want to do this, don't want to use my senses loosely, because the moment we begin using the senses loosely, there's a problem. So, according to that, we are actually working on it. We're actually putting a step forward for that. Then you know what? From the other side, you'll get a reflection in the heart that the Lord is pleased with us. For sure. We get reflections. We might not see Lord the physically, but we will understand in the heart. He's happy. And this is a great booster. And this happiness which we are getting through that reciprocation is 1,000 times greater than the happiness which we are engaged in the sex life. Or even 1 lakh times more happiness. Or even any sense objects, any sense enjoyment. That's more. Because what is this? Vishya vinivartante niraharasare rasavarjam rasopyasya param dushtanavartate. That means the sadhaka is getting that mercy, that happiness from the Lord. And then what is he doing? Because through that mercy, what is happening? His heart is getting satisfied. Because, dear devotees, there are happinesses also different levels. Happiness from the sense objects, happiness through the mind, happiness through the intelligence, and happiness through the heart. The happiness through the heart which is coming, that happiness is a real happiness. This happiness is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. The third quality which is there is ananda. That ananda which is there, that is that happiness. And that is actually given to us by the mercy. The Lord personally gives that happiness. Lord will also give this happiness through his devotees, through his associates. That happiness when one receives it, it's easy, it's touch. It's easy to give these things, pity things. They look pity actually. They look pity. Very small, teeny. This state will bring us to Atma Samarpan. दीक्षा काले भक्त करे आत्म समर्पण. Because what is he doing? Diksha Kale at the time of initiation. If we did not submit ourselves at the time of initiation like that, today we should submit. Someone initiated also. What we should do? We should submit ourselves today. We should do it. We should understand. We should put, you see, I mean, we put these goals, right? In 2 weeks, I need to finish this project. Next month, I need to do this. After 2 months, I should do the other things, or I should see so many patients in this month. Something like that. You have some targets, right? So that is on a gross level. We should put targets in Krishna consciousness. Oh, we keep targets also, but we need to distribute 20 books, 20 Bhagavatams. That's okay. That's also good. We should put this also. This should be also our target. Let me do this. Let me do like this. Let me simply accept this. You see, another important aspect about senses and sense objects are the senses and sense objects are only, they're like just a desire. It's like we want it. It's like there's no need or there's no necessity. It's not a requirement. For example, if the sense objects are not given happiness, we don't die. That means it's not like life and death situation. If a person is not engaged in that act, that doesn't mean that he will die. No, he will stay. That's only some kind of the hype in this world. It is showing that hype in this world. Now, whatever you open, whatever you see, any video, it's on that only. Senses, sense object. The world is hyping like that. Oh, you're 50, that's okay. Still, you can be strong. You can use your senses nicely. What is that? It's only a hype just created. But that is not a need. But more important, more need, what it is heart to heart connection is what is important, is what is required. Heart to heart. When we are really absorbed in the holy names, that is heart to heart connection. It is personal. Is that not personal? In that personal, we shouldn't bring our mind. We shouldn't bring our intelligence. It's a personal process. Heart to heart connection. And we are totally absorbed in hearing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What more is required other than this? What more is required other than serving our spiritual master? There's nothing. There's nothing in this world which gives satisfaction or happiness. When the sadhaka is completely absorbed in that, these small things are gone naturally. They don't stay. They have no substance also. There's no value to it. So likewise, here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, right, in this sloka, that when a neophyte devotee is actually initiated and engaged in the devotional service by the orders of the spiritual master, he should be accepted immediately as a bona fide Vaishnava. And obeisances should be offered unto him. That means this is a respect. What is a respect? He's initiated today. And then he's taking his vows. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. And he wants to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant and chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds every day without fail, minimum. These are the vows. The person is actually taking those vows. That means we should respect him. We should respect. Should offer obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhas kripa sindhu patitanam panibham vaishnavibham namo namah. But the thing is, he's still he's still at the neophyte state. Please understand. He's not yet at the Madhyama state. Now, who is a Madhyama? You need to understand that also. So our respect should be according to their levels of practice in Krishna consciousness, dear devotees. Example, if you see a Uttama Adhikari and then you put neophyte person who just came, who was just initiated, both on the same plane. Is that correct? Is that giving right respect? No. Or if a person who is preaching the science of Krishna consciousness, and then do you put with the person with the other person both same together? No, shouldn't do that. That's an offense. Putting all on the same plane is an offense. We should know which grades of respect one should give to the other person. Very important. If they are very superior for us, they're senior Vaishnava, they should be respected more. But the problem is the person who is actually respecting, if he feels that he is superior, that's another problem. That is another disgusting state. Because he himself is feeling superior, he cannot give the respect wholeheartedly. Because he thinks that, oh, it's okay. He just came a couple of years before. He's also practicing, I'm also practicing. He's also chanting, I'm also chanting. No, this demarcation should not be done. That's an offense. So what are we doing? We are making a mistake because that person is a madhyama. He's like, what is he doing? He's like fully staunch in the process. He completely gave up all these things. And they're free from all of these anarthas, free from all of these things. Should be respected. And then there's Uttama. Wherever he goes, he preaches the message of Krishna consciousness. That's what he says, right? Out of many such Vaishnavas, one may be found to be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord and strictly following all the regulative principles, chanting the prescribed number of rounds, and always thinking of how to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Such a Vaishnava should be accepted as Uttamadhikari. What is this? Uttamadhikari? Very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord, strictly following all regulative principles and chanting the prescribed number of rounds on japa beats, and always thinking of how to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Such a Vaishnava is highly advanced. He is Uttamadhikari, our spiritual masters. A highly advanced devotee and his association should always be sought. And that kind of an association we should aspire always. Very important. For example, a person is preaching, and then after that he's engaged in something else, or he's behind money. We should be very careful. We shouldn't associate with that person. We should respect because he's also following. We should respect, but we should not over respect. There's nothing like over respect. What is it's everything. The respect should come from the heart. See, for example, if our if our heart is satisfied through the devotee from where we are hearing, and then if we feel that everything is going good, and then my process, I'm improving, I'm chanting, my chanting is improving, my hearing is improving, my taking up the process is improving, coming out of these anarthas is also improving. It should be practical. Prabhupada says, this is very interesting. If one hears, one should actually hear from a person at least 1 year to really understand or assess. It's practical, dear devotees. At least 1 year. And then if really he is helping us, we should accept it. And we should move forward. We should share our heart to him so that he can help us more on a deeper level. We should establish deeper relationship with them. It's important. Dear devotees, that's how my life actually changed so much. Because the moment I began taking the association of this pure soul, Slowly, slowly, what is happening? I could see all my anarthas in the heart. And then I could share to him. And then he would have, and he was always giving those things in the class. You do this, you do this, you do this. And that's how we are slowly, slowly coming out of it. So it's a very practical sense. Things will not, the Atma Samarpana will not happen in a day. It's a process. Surrender is a process. Is not an activity. Submission is a process. Acceptance is a process. Dear devotees, on one side we have all the attachments. On the other side, how can we accept everything? We cannot accept. So it's a process. So we shouldn't be bogged down. We should understand that this is a process. Slowly, slowly, we will be elevating our consciousness. The step-by-step process. That's why if you see in the Navabhiti Bhakti, last is Atma Samarpana. But where it began, Shravana. If the Shravana is itself not correct, then how will Atma Samarpana be manifested? It's logical, right? For example, you have to move the code into production. If you did not even deploy in development correctly, will the code be deployed in production? No. There itself the problem is. In the development environment itself, it was not deployed correctly. Then the tester will immediately check and then tell, oh, kya kiya aapne? The deployment was not correct. Didn't you test the system after that? You would ask. That means beginning में ही problem है. Then the developer says, I don't know how to deploy. That means you don't know the process. You don't know how to do development. That's your problem. It's not the problem of the system. The system is correct. There is dev, there is validation or QA environment, and then there is production. That's how it goes. The data would go. But samne, at the beginning itself, there's a problem. How the source will be deployed in production? Because the developer doesn't know how to deploy. It's a problem. That means the Shravana, when the Shravana is not taken correctly, when we are not hearing correctly, then how Atma Samarpan will come? It will not come. That's why when we hear, we should try to follow them. These are all these words. Actually, this is not, I did not concoct anything. These are all the words of the Acharyas. Pretty straightforward. And this process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Chamritamritam. That is called a Diksha Kale. Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpan. So slowly but steadily, what we should do is we should strive for this consciousness. We cannot avoid, we cannot ignore this and then continue Krishna consciousness. We should work on this. For sure. If not in this life, next life we should work on this. Because we should technically work on this. Unless and until we come to that state, one will not go to the spiritual world. You see, so many devotees, they come, they leave the moment. Why? Because they don't understand. कैसा करना है, क्या करना है, क्या details है. Because details में जाना है ना. If we do not go into the details, how we can understand? We cannot understand. Details में जाना ही पड़ेगा. We should go into the details. We should understand. We should absorb. What is this? Why Diti? Why Diti with an improper consciousness? What is the reason? What is the problem? What is the problem of having improper consciousness? It's a big problem. It's a blunder. Now, externally, I wear tilak. I can wear tilak and then put a shika and then go to the temple and then wear the bead bag wear bead bag in my head, in my neck. And then I say, Prabhu, I'm a devotee. No, Prabhu, what internal consciousness kya hai? That is what Krishna is watching. Because as Diti's consciousness was not right, the outcome was incorrect. Likewise, when the hearing is not taken correctly, the outcome will be bad. For example, if the foundation is not laid correctly, then the building will not grow. Even though if you had 10 floors, but the foundation is not right, the building will stay, it will not, it will fall. That is a core reason why devotees would leave the movement. Why? Because of this. Because no idea about Atma Samarpana. There's a process. There's a lot of people would know immediately within 6 months they will understand everything. What is that understanding? Oh, I need to chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. I need to follow four regulative principles. If I do this, then but how I should do, with for whom I should do, for whose pleasure I should do, how should I please Krishna? Huh? No, he gave me initiation. How should I please him? Now the other person is training me. How should I please him? You don't think about these things. Very important. What is there? What gives them happiness? This is the moment you begin thinking about the other person you heard about is. That means especially our Vaishnavas, pure souls. What is making you happy? What makes you happy? The moment you ask that, that is a point of progress in the devotee's life. You'll make progress from that moment. Because what are we trying to do? We are trying to please those pure souls. We're trying to please the Lord. I feel so I feel so much indebted to the process because dear devotees, this thing is there only with us. This kind of science, what Prabhupada is giving, how it's nowhere else. You'll not find anywhere else. Brahmande Brahmita Kon, we cannot find anywhere else. Guru Krishna Prasad, they are giving that. That seed they are giving, but we need to cultivate that seed through training. Diksha Guru gives the seed. Diksha Guru will also be Shiksha Guru for some. But for some, Shiksha Guru is different. What that Shikshana is doing? Watering that seed. You understand? How this is process, how this process is working? Through that watering of the seed, through that watering of the seed, what they do is they bring us to the plane of Atma Sabha. That's why we're indebted to them. Because it is they who will actually bring us to the state of surrender, plane of surrender, which is required, which is the most important thing, most important limb. Hare Krishna. So that's so what happens, dear devotees, slowly but steadily we make advancement in the process of Krishna consciousness and then move forward. And then here also it is being said, right? Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Sandarbha, I'm sorry. Vashiraj Yoga Goswami. Divyam Jnanam Yato Dadyat Kuryat Papyasi Sankshayam Tasmad Diksheti Saprokta Desikastattva Kovidai. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in the material enjoyment. See? And gradually becomes interested in the spiritual life. This has to come. Now, will that happen just like that? No, consciously we should avoid material enjoyment. Just like a person who is smoking, he goes to the doctor. Let's say he goes to our dear Baldev Seva Prabhu. He says, Baldev Seva Prabhu will tell, oh, Prabhu, you're smoking? Okay, how many you smoke? He says, I smoke 10 cigarettes every day. He says, Prabhu, no, you smoke only 2 cigarettes. And then he goes, and then after 1 month he comes. How are things? Yes, Prabhu, yes, I'm smoking only two. Yes, sir, I'm smoking only two. Then now he says, you know what? Smoke only one. Okay, then after few months again he comes. Yes, I'm smoking only one. You know what? Now you avoid smoking. Yes, I will follow. Because you're telling, you're my well-wisher. You're my family doctor. You're my PCP. So I will do it. Then slowly, within 1 year, he quits. But what is happening, dear devotees? The person voluntarily, the person voluntarily is trying to avoid that. He's hearing from his well-wisher, voluntary hearing from healing, because he tells, Because Prabhu, if you smoke 10 cigarettes, your lungs will be spoiled or whatever your I don't know which will what which will be spoiled in the body. But your body will be spoiled if you're smoking 10 cigarettes. That's bad for you. Then the other person should understand that. After he's understanding what he's doing, slowly, giving it up. And within 1 year, he quits smoking. But what is happening in the background? Voluntarily, he's giving it up. Likewise, one should gradually become disinterested in material enjoyment. How that will manifest? Voluntarily, one should give those things up. Because senses will be wide. Senses are always wide. Senses will not allow us to give it up completely. You should say. You should postpone, just like Haridas Thakur postponed. The prostitute came to him. He's a very young. Haridas Thakur is also very young. It's a dead of the night. Nobody is there. The mind will always tell, enjoy. But what Haridas Thakur is telling? Let us do it tomorrow, because I have to chant my rounds. But you came, right? You sit. You just hear. He was telling, let's wait for some time. The telling that let's wait for some time, that's the greatest. There's a victory actually. That means there's a victory because his consciousness is so involved, so pure. He's not seeing anything else. That person's objects came, but what is he telling? That's okay, you stay there. This is what we need to train because the mind will always tell, अभी chanting नहीं बाद में करेंगे, अभी hearing भी बाद में करेंगे, we'll do this later, not now. Yeah, we should tell the mind, no, you should do it now. What do you want? You should ask them, what do you want? The mind will tell, oh, I want this, I want to see that, I want to see. Okay, you can see after some time. Postpone the mind. You should postpone the mind. Okay, you can do that later, then later. अभी 1 घंटे के बाद करेंगे. थोड़ा chanting करेंगे. Let us chant first. Chant sometime. Or let us hear, let us read. The moment you postpone, the mind will not bring that again. If the mind is very attached to that, it will bring it. Again, you should tell me, that's okay. 1 more hour. And no, I will give you, don't worry. Just like a child. Just And then what we need to do? This is how we need to be disinterested from the material enjoyment. But actually, these things will happen on the day of initiation. That means these things will not manifest just like that on the day of initiation. It will not fall on our head. Person who practiced before, for him it will happen like that. So it's not like Maharaj gives Diksha and then everything will change all of a sudden. No. Before that, if you are fully practiced, then it will manifest. That did not manifest, that's okay. So there's no harm. When we continue this, it will manifest now. It will manifest. That means this sloka is only not just for Diksha or initiation. See, it's today. Actually, one should take vows every day. Hare Krishna. It's interesting. That's why I remember one of the Vaishnavas telling me many days back. Not just on your initiation, when others are also getting initiated, you should take those vows. I felt it's very interesting. Is it not interesting? It is interesting. Likewise, since then, whenever there are initiations, I would actually watch at least 5-10 minutes when the devotees are taking the vows. Because I'll keep myself in them. And I will also submit my vows to the spiritual master. Because what is that happening? We are reinstating that. It's like re-triggering. That's the important. That's why the process of Shravana is most powerful. Most powerful. Because what do? We introspect. We try to analyze, assess, discuss, share. That's why sharing the heart is important, dear devotees. Should always share the heart. Very, very important. So this is how we make little thoda ek steps. So coming back to that, an important aspect, which I will tell that and then I'll conclude. Okay, for example, you're supposed to give respect, right? The moment I think that I'm superior, my respect is superficial to the point of Subal Gopal Prabhu yesterday brought up. But an important, interesting aspect. He said, very interesting. He said, yes, one should give respect, but one shouldn't think that he's superior through that respect. It's not a simple statement. There's a deep science behind it. The moment, not the moment, if I feel that I'm superior, I cannot give respect. That means the respect which I'm giving, that's not pleasing the Lord. Not just pleasing the Lord, it is not even impacting the other person. Hare Krishna. Please understand this. The moment if our heart feels heavy through those words, that means either I have problem or the person who's speaking is not speaking correctly. Either the case. So to the benefit of the doubt, what we should do? We should take to ourselves that I have problem. And then slowly that respect which is given, and then through that problem, what we need to understand, I have problem because I'm not giving this respect. I'm not transferring this respect to the correct destination. So the moment I receive, if the heart is feeling heavy, simply we need to hold our hands and then we should give that respect to our superiors, to the spiritual master, to Krishna, to Srila Prabhupada. Should immediately give them to that. Should give that to them. Then what happens? Then the heart feels light because we are not taking it. That's the process of training. If the other person is respecting, vice versa, then we should also give it to our superiors, our spiritual master. Then we don't feel heavy. Because if you see on the day of initiation, they say that on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I'm initiating you this time. That means what are they doing? They're working on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is working. So we should work on behalf of our spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. But we cannot directly jump to Srila Prabhupada. That's an offense. Now, there's an organization which does that. That's another problem. I don't want to go into those details. That means the person who is present in front of you, are not accepting him. How can you accept Srila Prabhupada, which you have never seen? It will not work like that. That is impersonal way of doing devotion. So one should give to our superiors. Yes, you should take. And then what the superiors will do, they will not take to themselves. They will give it to their superiors. What their superiors will do, they will also receive that respect. What they will do, they will give it to their superiors. That's why the superiority goes to the Krishna because he is the Bhokta. He is the source of everything. Finally, it goes to Srimati Radharani, the respect. And then she gives to Krishna because she knows where it belongs. You know what Krishna would do? He again gives that respect to his devotees. This is the process of Krishna consciousness. The respect has to be done like this. You know, when we do this correctly, it goes to Krishna. You know, the offerings which we are doing every day, it goes to Krishna. Krishna is eating. For sure. How fortunate we are. Yesterday, my mother is talking to me. She has great realizations. She's talking to me, and then she was telling, I was so sinful. She was telling to me like this. I was so sinful now since past 12 years. Every day I'm getting an opportunity to honor Prasad. Because she got the Rajbhog from the temple from Shri Radha Madan Mohanji. It's at Hyderabad. She received that. They are honoring that Rajbhog. And then I called them at that time. She was so happy explaining that. You see how fortunate I am. I'm eating Rajbhog. Who gets this? Who gets this opportunity? A lot of people will tell, she's telling this. A lot of people will tell when people would come to Krishna consciousness, they have to give up everything. No, we are getting so much. I'm not giving up. I'm getting so much happiness by honoring this Rajabhog. Who this is the direct Krishna, Radha, Madan Mohanji. They accepted this. That prasad I'm eating. How fortunate I am. My father was also very happy. So, dear devotees, there's so much happiness in this. This process is a happy process. Devotee means always happy. Because that devotee only will give up all these things. Please understand that devotee, when he gets taste towards the process, he'll be disinterested in material enjoyment. Then when the moment he sees a food which is not offered to Krishna, he is like, what is this? Yagnartat karma yatra lokoyam karma vantadartam karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Everything has to be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Yagnasishta shinashanto muchyante sarva kilvishe bunjate tetu agam papa. Yagnasishta shinashanto. That means everything, the bhoga has to be offered to the Lord. Muchyante sarva bunjate tetu agam papa. Whoever is not doing that, he is eating only sin. Papa. Bhunjate te tu agam papaye pachanti atma karanat. That means this is a diminishing of the atma. We will forget that we are not this. We will be remain. We will forget that we are not this. We are this powerful spirit soul, and then we'll be engaged in bodily consumption. And then she was telling, "I'm so happy honoring Rajbhog. How fortunate I am. So fortunate." Likewise, dear devotees, we are all very fortunate. Wow, nobody will get this fortune in this world, which we are getting. Most fortunate, we are very fortunate actually to receive this science. Srila Prabhupada did not eat for many days actually because he was traveling, couldn't eat. And when he was there in Vrindavan, sometimes he wouldn't even eat also, some days. It's not easy, dear devotees. He gave, he gave his life to this moment. And all he's telling, just chant Hare Krishna, follow this small regulative principles. For his pleasure, can't we do this? Can't we do this nicely? No, we can. We have to do this nicely. Because he'll be happy. Our spiritual master will be happy. Maharaj will be very happy. They'll be very happy, Prabhu. Our spiritual teachers, our trainers, they'll be very happy if we practice this sincerely. They'll be very happy. If they are happy, Krishna is happy. There's a thumb rule. If our superiors are happy, if our authorities are happy, if our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, then Krishna is immediately happy. For sure. For sure. And you'll realize that also in the heart. For sure. There's no doubt about it. So likewise, one should never think that he's superior. Dasam das. Gopi Vartar Padakam das das das. Then that attitude will give us an opportunity to respect the other person. Especially respect towards our superiors. We are not superior, they are superior. When I say that, I don't feel that I'm superior. My superior is the superior for me. I never feel that I'm superior. No. That's a blunder for me. That's hypocrisy. If I feel that I'm superior, it's hypocrisy. My superior is superior. Just what are we do? What are we doing? We are discussing about them. They are the source. Hare Krishna. That's how we may progress. And to the other point, Veena Mataji was asking yesterday. When we give respect to everyone, is that giving respect to Krishna? I'll tell this aspect. It should be vice versa. When we give respect to Krishna, through that respect, through his respect, by ensuring that we want to, yes, technically we want to respect everyone, but When we understand the source person, when that respect is correct, then the respect with others will be corrected. And we give respect to others because he'll become happy. Because that is what he said, right? Advaishta sarvabhutanam. This Krishna is happy if I'm non-envious. For that I'll be non-envious. Prabhupada will be happy if I'm non-envious. For that I'll be non-envious. It's not like I will be non-envious. No. If I do this for them, then that real respect will come. Actually, that is a real respect. We are all Vasudevika Kutumbakam. That means we all belong, we are all one family. The family of Krishna, family of Srila Prabhupada. Rather than saying family of Krishna, we should say family of, we are one family, family of Srila Prabhupada. For their happiness, we give respect to others. Then the respect gets some meaning. Then that has a substance in it. That's how it makes sense. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Anyone has any questions? Would like to share the heart? Any comments? Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandatanam, Krishna
Shri
Shri Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Prabhuji, for clarifying all our doubts, as you mentioned. Yeah, I was also very confused sometimes. Like, people say that, Manava Seva, Madhav Seva, something like that. And, giving respect to everyone will automatically, because the Lord is in your heart. But again, you clarified very nicely that, again, I can remember a couple of the very important examples how if we feed our stomach, every limb in our
Yes.
body will get nourished.
Correct.
But other way, if you try to feed your fingers, legs,
Correct.
yeah, everybody will be miserable.
Correct.
And also, yeah, watering the roots, like how if we water the roots, every stem leaf will get nourished. But if you
Right.
just water the leaf, because we see that everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, and once we water, uh, that's what I was thinking. Thank you so much for clarifying all our doubts.
Yata tarunmula. It's in Bhagavatam. Pranapaha chaitendriyanam sarvahanam achyuteja. Yata tarunmula. When water is the root of the tree, the entire tree is nourished. Likewise, and when one gives food to the stomach, entire body is nourished. Likewise, when one worships Achyuta, Achyuta means who never falls down. Chuta means falls down, who has no substance. Achyuta is Krishna, he never falls down. When one worships him, everyone is satisfied. That means when Krishna is worshipped, all Devi Devatas are satisfied. So, Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter also speaks on this. I'm not getting the verse right now, the Sanskrit shloka, but it has been said. Yepi anya devat bhakta shajancha yajjayanvita tepi mam eva kaunta yajanti avidipurvakam. Yepi anya devat bhakta shajancha yajjayanvita tepi mam eva kaunta yajanti avidipurvakam. If people are worshipping Devi Devatas, they're actually worshipping me in an indirect way. But they can come and worship me directly because I'm there to protect them. Just like if I want to show the nose, I can show like this. I can also put my hand like this and then show like this also. So Krishna says, you directly come to me. Why you are going like that? Epiyanya Devatta Bhakta, that is not required. You don't have to worship all the Devi Devatas. Krishna is telling. Who is he? Who is he? He's the master of all masters. The supreme master. That person is telling. When we understand that, how do we understand? Just hearing. We don't need like technical things. Just by hearing and then just by following, we will realize that also. That is the greatness of this process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is so great just by hearing and then following. You'll get all the realizations. It's very important. So that's why when we are respecting others means, for example, if we are just respecting others but not respecting Krishna, that will not work. When you're respecting Krishna, through that respect, when we are respecting others, then it works. Because we're respecting others because he is happy. That's why we are respecting everyone. Otherwise, what's the point? He said, this is our family. That's why it's our family. That's why we say, you're my brother, you're my sister. That's how it comes. That's where it comes. Prabhupada said, this is how we need to see. That's why he said, God brothers, God sisters. Why? This is how it is. Because there's God given brothers, God given sisters. God given brothers, God given sisters are permanent. That means if some person is leaving, that means he never understood that it's God given brother or God given sister, or he has some other problems. But if he had good relationships, he would have shared those problems. That good relationship is not there, then he will leave. But when the relationship is correct, then he will relish. So the respect to everyone should come from the source, from our acharyas, from the Lord. They are the source for us. Krishna is not independent. If you see, Krishna is sometimes with cows, sometimes with his flute, sometimes with Srimati Radharani, sometimes with Gopabalas, sometimes with Manjaris, sometimes with Sakis, sometimes with Mother Yashoda, sometimes with Nanda Baba, sometimes with elderly gopis, sometimes with elderly gopas. He's always with somebody or the other. He's never alone. Because our Krishna is Prabhupada's Krishna. Our Krishna is, our relationship with the Lord is through Prabhupada's Krishna. Is different. Hare Krishna. So we need to always understand the root, and then through the root only we should give. Everything has to become through the root only. Respect, humility, compassion. These are all beautiful qualities. Non-envious, free from all these hankering, lust, greed, anger, envy, false ego, pride, are all coming from the root. They have to be transformed. That's all. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Subal Prabhu. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. All
Prabhuji,
glories to the
Prabhuji, today's class you very nicely explained about how to prepare ourselves for getting the initiation, and it's cultivating Krishna consciousness. It's a gradual process. It's not like 1 day or 2 day process. So making ourselves ready, I mean myself, ready for Krishna consciousness to take the initiation is it's very important, and how to do it you explained very nicely, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, actually, a lot of this is not a tantu. Tantu means I don't know what they say in English. This is not a. Somebody can help me. What is tantu in English? Telugu guys.
Yes.
Ritual provision.
Procedure.
Rich.
Procedure. Yeah, it's not just a procedure. It's not a. It's not a procedure. So initiation is not just a procedure. It's a commitment, and that commitment comes through relationship. And that relationship is deepened when we have shiksha and shikshana. When shikshana is there, then we will understand the greatness of them. But when shikshana is not there, we cannot understand the greatness of them. Sometimes once a devotee was telling, again, not having, he was telling on the day of initiation, you will see complete transformation. सब change हो जाएगा उस दिन में. Fully change. I was just thinking at what change will happen. Will be just like that only. The change has to happen in the consciousness. Change होगा. कब होगा? When we come to this state, वीक्षकाले भक्त करे आत्मसमर्पण. When आत्मसमर्पण is established, then that is a change actually, change in the consciousness. But actually we should be indebted to them because they're taking our karmic reactions on that day. And from that day we shouldn't do anything after that. Due to our conditioning, we do it after that also. Goes to the Guru. Oh, it's difficult. No. We should be very sincere in our dealings. Should never give them trouble through our actions. The more we realize this, it's very easy to come out all these things, of all these problems. It's very easy. And who are already initiated, we should always reflect on these vows again and again. Because we cannot say that, oh, my initiating spiritual master is somewhere else, he'll not understand, he'll not think. No. He knows everything. We should not keep them in trouble. We should not keep our teachers in trouble because they are also praying for us. Our spiritual teachers are also praying for us. I know. They are also praying for us. I know today we are practicing or we are holding the beats means it's their prayers only. Through their prayers only we are able to hold the beats. Otherwise, they're so sinful, we cannot even hold the beats. At least I'm talking to myself, Very sinful. Cannot hold the beats. Their mercy, their kripa, they're holding the beats. Very important. Very important. This moment, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moment is for patitas, the fallen souls, for myself, very fallen. This is for me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada came. I'm so fallen, so down to earth, so lowly. Because it's only for them the mercy flows. Because what is happening is, the more we realize our pathetic situation, because I cannot do like rituals of other sampradayas, like Sri Sampradaya, they do 5 hours of DT worship. I cannot do that. I'm not qualified doing that. I cannot do that. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so mercifully, Srila Prabhupada so mercifully came. Hey, you cannot do any of those things. You just chant Hare Krishna. Our spiritual masters are telling you cannot do anything. You're fit for nothing. You just chant Hare Krishna. So just chanting Hare Krishna. And then discussing here and there. Trying to know the truth more. Just following those basic principles. Then move forward in the life of Krishna consciousness. I cannot do those big things of the other sampradayas which they do. I would have left that. But this is the only thing. Because this is the last hope of heading to the spiritual world. No other hope actually other than this. There's nothing. Stick to the moment. Serve the moment in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Then move forward in Krishna consciousness. Never take the superior position. Never. Dear devotees, never ever take the superior position. Even though we've been kept in that superior position, but we are not superior. They kept me. That's it. We're never superior. We're always inferior. Just like a child is never superior to his father. The child might be in 30, but he's never superior to his father. He can never disobey the instructions of his father. Because he's always son to his father. That is the nature. Likewise, we are always, they're always our superiors. You see, one manjari is serving the other manjari always like that. No, that doesn't mean that one manjari they will change and then they're always like that. Lalita Sakhi, Vishaya Sakhi, they're always serving Srimati Radharani. Out of the love of Radharani, she sometimes keeps Vishaya Sakhi next to Krishna or Lalita Sakhi next to Krishna. Out of her love. That doesn't mean that the moment she keeps like that, she becomes Radharani. No. They're always serving. The servitude is always there in all the five rasas. Then the moment I become superior, then there is no service factor actually. That is the Maya, that's how Maya will work. Very, very important. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add? Or we will end here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Amma. Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much for the message on Diksha, what to expect taking Diksha and what to do after taking Diksha. Basically, there's no difference. It should be always the same before and after also. But it's
Yes.
a process. It's a yeah, as you said, Tantu, on that day. Also, kind of connected. We hear that, and you also mentioned, spiritual master will take away all the sins, or will be taken from the day of initiation. And that's because, as you mentioned today, on the day of initiation or before as well, it's not like just on that day, but the sins would be removed as we surrender the soul onto the spiritual master, which means whatever he says, well, we are aspiring for the spiritual master in a because we want to have our aparadas, basically to build the character which would be pleasing Krishna, to go back home, back to God.
Correct.
Right,
Correct.
that should be the substance.
That is the intention. We want to cultivate that qualities which the Lord wants us to cultivate. Trinada Pisanichena, Paroriva Saishna, Amani Namanadana, Kirtaniya Sadari, Advesta Sarvabhutanam, Maitreya Karunaivacha. Yes, we want to cultivate those qualities. And because we want to cultivate them because that is pleasing Krishna. We want to cultivate them because that is pleasing the spiritual master. We're cultivating them for that, for their happiness. Because those qualities are only there in the spiritual world. What are we trying to do? We are training up our consciousness so that whatever they have there, we are trying to manifest here. What is selflessness? It is profusely there in the spiritual world. We are trying to become selfless. See, the 50% rule is like giving the salary. What is that? I always think about that. Why did Rupa Goswami added that? Because he wanted to teach us to become selfless. He wanted to teach us. He wanted to train us. It's not like, oh, they're taking up money. No, it's not like that. Is not the intent. Or they need money. No, that is not the intent. The intent is they want to give those qualities through that. They want to give beautiful qualities. For example, if a person does that 50, will he ever cheat the other person? Oh, he'll not cheat. That's the quality which they give. You see, the quality is that's how it manifests in the heart. When we do certain things, it's a manifestation. For example, Prabhupada says every woman should be treated as a mother. If that quality comes, then there is nobody will cheat the other woman for sense gratification. There's so many people in this world cheating around. That means, aren't we protected out of that? Yes, we are protected out of it. Simple line, simple statement. The mind will tell, no, try to enjoy her. We should immediately tell the mind, no, this is not right. Spiritual master told she is mother. That's it, right? Period. There is no discussion. or vice versa. So that's just those qualities when they manifest, then that is the greatest treasure hunt for us. That is the greatest treasure hunt. That's how we may progress. That's how we make progress. That's the process. Service, it's for our benefit actually. Not their benefit, for our benefit. We get benefited through that. When we do that, we get benefited. When we do an act, we get benefited. Because I was discussing with my mother about this. How the consciousness will transform. Because I know her 20 years back. No, I know her what she is today. I feel so happy when they're practicing Krishna consciousness very nicely. No, if she's ready to live today, this world, she's no attached. She doesn't want nice big saris. She was telling me, no, and no, I don't want any of these saris, this jewelry. I'll just give to my daughter and to my daughter-in-law. I don't want any of these things. She's completely free. So this state has to come. Why? Because she's every day she takes association, every day she hears. She doesn't have a day where she will not hear. Every day she chants 32 rounds. Because she tells, because you told me I'm chanting. That's what she tells. You told me I'm chanting. You told me to chant 32 rounds, I'm chanting. And on Ekadashi, she chants 64. Then she does garland services. But her life, entire life is that. There's no other business. And she's waiting for initiation now. She's Atma Samarpan. This is there. Now she can get initiated. I'm hoping Maharaj will give this year, this December or next year. So they're waiting since 12 years. A lot of devotees will tell, they complain, oh, Maharaj is not initiating. Well, these devotees, not my mother, they're 12 years. There are some devotees for 15 years. Some devotees for 20 years, they're waiting. He'll give one day. What is this? They're sold out. This we need to guide. So I know some devotees who are practicing nicely. So what we need to do? There's nothing else, Baba. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, कुछ भी नहीं है. We think that this world there's something show. कुछ नहीं है इधर. There's nothing here actually. It will show us something, but there's nothing here actually. Is it not cheating? Like people will go to what is that place? Is here close by Orlando, right? What is that? Disney? Yeah, Disney. Lot of people, all from US, they come to that place. It's only a show. It's like a mirage. The happiness in a mirage. They stay for a few days. They will see all those. I don't know what they see because I never been to that place. I don't want to go also. So many things, and then I don't know what they do. They stay for 4 or 5 days, and then again after that they again come to their Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. There's already Dukhalayam. From one Dukhalayam, they're going to another Dukhalayam. Then another Dukhalayam at some small happiness. As Krishna says, okay, you want to go, I'll give you some happiness. That also is being given by the Lord. Because who created that Mickey? Some person with some intelligence. Who gave him that intelligence? Krishna. Krishna gave that intelligence. Okay, do sense gratification. And that sense gratification is also limited. He cannot stay all year there. He has to come out after 5 days or 4 days. Otherwise, they'll kick. The hotel guys, they will kick. He says if he wants to stay also, he cannot stay. They will kick him away. Just like when one goes to Swargaloka, it's like Swargaloka only. If one goes to Swargaloka, he'll stay for a few, might be 1,000 years or 10,000 years of the earthly planet. Might be 1 lakh years. He will stay there for all his pious activities. 1 lakh years of earthly planet, he will stay there in Swargaloka, and then again he'll come back. Brahma Bhuvanavaka Punaravarti Arjuna. Krishna is telling very clearly, you do punya. You want to cultivate punya, Arjuna, by not fighting. Actually, you're cultivating papa. Even though if you cultivate punya, you go to the heavenly planets. You enjoy there again, you have to come here. That means going to those places is like going to those Swargaloka for some time. Get some happiness, again they'll kick us out. And then again we have to come to our home. Again suffer here. So there's no happiness here. I always think about this. Kidhar hai happiness? Kidhar मैं ढूंढता हूँ. Kidhar hai happiness? Material world में. Where do we have happiness here? You also search. If you find, tell me. We both will go and enjoy. There's no happiness here. Happiness is only in the heart. Happiness is with Krishna, the root person. This we need to find. And then the more we find, the more we will relish. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Anyone would like to add? Would like to share? Otherwise, we'll stop here. आप सोचो किधर है इधर happiness? Just think about this. There's no happiness here. It's only a mirage. It's a desert. Then you'll not find happiness in a desert. You have to come to the you have to come to you have to come to the city. There's no you cannot get water in desert. You have to go to a place where there's water, where there is a reservoir. For that, you need to change your location. Likewise, spiritual world is a happiness. As a person who cultivates that spiritual consciousness, that's where the happiness is. Even here, we can be happy by cultivating that consciousness. Now, in the morning when I was chanting, mind was telling, "Oh, you should do that. You should do this. You should do that. Do something else. You should do because I have to pack everything. You should do this, and so many other things." I was just telling the mind, "Don't worry, Krishna will take care of everything." Then I was chanting. Just you here. You are here, then yeah. Krishna will take care of everything. Actually, he is taking care of us. I remember yesterday I was hearing from my spiritual master, he was telling, if you send, this is very interesting. If you send, just I'll conclude in few minutes, Bhaswati Mataji. So if you just send, if you send your son outside, what's the probability that you're protecting him? No, Krishna is protecting. Your son is gone. What is our endeavor to protect him? Because we are at home. Can we protect him because he's going outside? No, who is protecting? Krishna is protecting him. That means at every moment, Lord is protecting us. It's nobody protecting us. I feel it's such a beautiful statement which he told yesterday. He is protecting. Krishna is protecting continuously. It's nobody protecting. And that Krishna is telling, I will give all my qualities to you on the day of initiation. If you have that right attitude. That Krishna is telling. What is this power? That's why this process is so beautiful. We don't understand actually. Don't understand and we run behind the sense enjoyment of this world. When one understands this, he will not leave this actually. He will continuously go on, hearing, discussing, applying in the life and again discussing. Yes, what endeavor we have? We have no endeavor. So the mind will always tell us, oh, you think about this, that, this. No. You should bring again the mind. You should tell the mind. You should train the mind. Manas Shiksha has to happen. Hare Krishna. Stop here. Otherwise, it will go like this only. Thank you all very much. The Lord will be very pleased with us when we follow what these personalities are telling. This is the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. This picture was taken before the temple was expanded. That's why you see outside It's the sky and everything. But now when you go to Vrindavan and then see the Samadhi, it's indoor. You might have noticed a difference. I don't know how many of you went to Vrindavan. I only went once last year with my spiritual master. So this is the place where Srila Prabhupada was actually watching and then praying, profusely praying. Profusely praying. He was watching from his window. He was directly seeing. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. If I caused an inconvenience through my words, if I was heavy during the class, please excuse me. That's not my intention. My only intention is to give the truth correctly. I want to follow that, wanted to give that. That only. Whatever we are aspiring, that we are discussing. Our aspiration is what? Atma Samarpan. For that, what are the obstacles? We are trying to we are trying to remove that, trying to move forward in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Let us all offer our humble obeisances unto all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire to can fulfill the desires of everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyam vaishnavebhyam namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank God.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Praise Neela Govind Prabhuji ki jai. All devotees ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.